In this quick video, I'll teach you how to start a personal brand. When I started content creation and building my business, I didn't realize how tricky building a personal brand would be without a system. So in this video, we'll cover the definition of a brand, why it's so important to have a brand, and I'm going to tell you exactly how you can start building your brand today. So first, let's start off with the definition of what a brand actually is. A brand is a type of product manufactured by a particular company under a particular name. I know that sounds generic, but there is so much more to it. And don't get overwhelmed. I'll lay it out simply so anyone can do it as long as they have the will to. But before I tell you how to start a brand, you need to understand exactly why it's important in the first place. Your brand is the entire identity of your business. Think of your brand as your business's personality. With social media, consumers are exposed to new brands daily. This is great for consumers, but very challenging for businesses due to high competition. To stand out, you need a strong brand that grabs and keeps attention. A business without cohesive branding won't stay in somebody's mind for long. Okay, so now that we've discussed the importance of having a brand, let's start talking about how you can build one yourself. Brands are made up of two components, internal factors and external factors. Internal factors clarify what your brand is. So this is where you create your offer, otherwise known as your value document. The more clear your offer is, the better. Download my free value document template below for access to all the questions that'll help you get more clarity for your brand. But for now, let's cover some of the key questions that will be inside of that value document. By the way, you might notice I use the terms value document and offer interchangeably, but just for the sake of clarity, let's stick with calling it your offer moving forward. Let's get to that first question that's going to help you get more clear on how to put together your proper offer. And the first question you're going to want to answer is, who am I here to serve? Now, obviously, this is going to be different for a lot of people depending on their goals and what their mission is. As an example, you could say, our business serves experienced entrepreneurs and service-based businesses looking to grow. This is going to help you really understand the types of clients you want to attract to your business. And trust me, it is super important to make up your mind on the types of people you want to work with. The next question you want to ask yourself is, what problem am I here to solve? Now, we're all aware that people spend their money on solving problems, whether it be for entertainment purposes or saving time, etc. You get the gist. So for example, you could say, our brand solves the problem of making other businesses more money. The more you understand the problem your business solves, the more you understand where your value lies as a business. Now, let's get into the third key question, which is inside of this offer document. What is the process I use to get them to this result? Keep in mind, people love simplicity, so you want to keep this answer as simple as possible. Personally, I like to break this question down into 3 sub-questions. Where am I now? How will you get me there? And where will I be thanks to your help? When answering these sub-questions, I find that answering the first question and the last question before the middle question usually helps a lot. This is because it's easy to understand where your ideal client will be starting from and where they'll be finishing because of your help. It gets a little bit tricky when figuring out the exact process you're going to use to get your client to where they need to go. But once you have the beginning and the end figured out, you can start putting together the middle piece. So, for example, your ideal client is currently an experienced entrepreneur looking to increase exposure and revenue. After they work with you, they'll be a brand with more exposure and higher revenue. And for this example, how you'll get them there is through the monetization of content creation and advertising on social media. Of course, when you do this for yourself, you're going to have a more thought out process. But this can be a great place for you to get started, and then you can get into the details later. And of course, you can come up with your own questions if you want when forming your offer. Although, if you're looking for more clarity as simple as possible, just feel free to download my free offer document down below, and that's going to give you access to all the questions you need. Once you've completed your offer document, or at least the rough draft, you're ready to move on to the external factors of your brand's identity. This is where you're going to make your brand look professional from the outside. Okay, so first things first, you're going to want to make sure that you develop your brand's proof sheet. Your brand's proof sheet is going to include your logo, your icon, your color palette, your social media assets, etc. So at this point, you have 2 options for how you can move forward with this. You can hire professionals online, such as us, that will be able to create everything for you from scratch. And this is the ideal way to go if you have the extra capital, because it's going to save you a tremendous amount of time. Plus, everything's going to be a lot more organized and higher quality. So If that's something you're interested in, comment branding proof sheet down below and I'll make sure we get in touch with you as soon as possible. Now, if you're on a little bit of a budget or you prefer to do DIY projects yourself, go online and find a logo generator and a color palette generator. In most cases, a logo generator isn't going to give you the quality that you're looking for. If you want to take it up a notch, you can always use a simple editor such as Canva to create your own logo. Now keep in mind, this isn't going to be as fast as using a random logo generator or paying somebody else to do it for you, but if you are doing it by yourself, you'll be able to get closer to exactly what you want by using this method. Alright, so in this video, we discussed the definition of a brand, the importance of a brand, and also how to start building your brand. Building a brand takes effort and will evolve over time. You'll definitely make iterations to your offer, your logo, your colors as your brand grows. And for those of you that are still here, thank you so much for sticking around to the end. Again, if you would like your proof sheet created for you to save you a little bit of time, comment branding proof sheet below and we'll get back to you as soon as possible. I wish you all great health, wealth, and prosperity.